6 Things You Never Tell a Lady. Navigating the nuances of communication in personal relationships often involves knowing when to refrain from speaking. This chapter delves into the complexities surrounding verbal restraint, particularly in interactions with women, offering insights into why certain thoughts are better left unspoken. By understanding these dynamics, men can enhance their romantic relationships and build a foundation of respect and trust. The exploration focuses on the art of choosing silence over potentially damaging remarks, emphasizing the importance of listening and empathy in fostering meaningful connections. Through engaging narratives, this chapter illustrates scenarios where discretion becomes invaluable, providing practical guidance for recognizing when to hold back words. It highlights the delicate balance between honesty and sensitivity, offering strategies for avoiding criticism that may harm self-esteem or erode relationship harmony. Additionally, it examines how thoughtful communication can prevent unnecessary conflict and promote a more nurturing environment. By reflecting on these concepts, readers will gain valuable skills to improve their emotional intelligence and navigate the subtleties of interpersonal dynamics effectively. Avoiding unnecessary criticism. In personal relationships, especially romantic ones, the power of words can never be underestimated. One area where this is most evident is in the realm of criticism, particularly when it comes to unnecessary remarks. Understanding why avoiding such criticism is crucial requires delving into how these interactions can significantly impact emotional well-being and relationship dynamics. Firstly, let's consider appearances. Criticizing someone's looks can seem trivial or innocuous at first glance, but the ramifications run much deeper. Our society is inundated with standards of beauty that often feel unattainable, creating a fertile ground for insecurity. When we point out perceived flaws in someone's appearance, we risk feeding into those insecurities, potentially leading to self-esteem issues. A comment on weight gain, skin blemishes, or even fashion choices might linger far longer in the mind than intended. Instead of fostering confidence, these critiques can chip away at self-image, making the individual feel less valued. The pivotal question to ask oneself is whether the observation is necessary, and if it isn't, refraining from voicing it could prevent unintended harm. Moving on to past decisions, it's vital to remember that everyone has a history filled with choices made in different circumstances. Criticizing past decisions can inadvertently lead someone to relive the regret or shame they have worked to overcome. Bringing up errors or failures without constructive intent can be hurtful, like tearing open an old wound. People grow from their experiences, and a partner's role should ideally include support in that growth, not judgment. Recognize that discussing past actions requires sensitivity and, more importantly, consent. Unless invited into a conversation about past decisions, avoid expressing disapproval. Encourage positivity by focusing on lessons learned rather than mistakes made, thus reinforcing a supportive environment. When it comes to minor habits, everyone has quirks that might not align with others' preferences. These idiosyncrasies, while occasionally irritating, are part of what makes each person unique. Constantly critiquing small habits like the way someone chews, organizes their belongings, or speaks can erode harmony over time. Even seemingly insignificant comments can accumulate, turning into a source of tension. Before addressing such habits, it's important to weigh their actual importance against the potential discord they may cause. Often, acceptance and patience can lead to a more harmonious coexistence than criticism ever could. The focus should be on maintaining peace, embracing differences, and choosing battles wisely. Moreover, unsolicited advice can often masquerade as helpful guidance but frequently comes across as judgmental or patronizing. Offering advice when not sought can imply that one's perspective or methods are superior, dismissing the other person's autonomy and ability to manage their life. This dynamic can breed resentment, as the recipient may feel controlled or undervalued rather than supported. It's essential to pause and consider whether the guidance offered is genuinely needed or wanted. When tempted to provide unsolicited advice, it can be more beneficial to listen actively and offer support, allowing the other person to feel respected and understood. Creating a nurturing interaction framework involves understanding when to speak and when to listen, knowing that silence and support can sometimes be more powerful than any spoken word. Encouragement rooted in empathy fosters trust and openness, allowing relationships to flourish. By prioritizing kindness and thoughtfulness over criticism, individuals not only enhance their relationships but also contribute to a more positive and nurturing environment for those around them. Personal confidences and secrets. In navigating the intricate web of personal relationships, understanding when to speak and when to remain silent can be foundational in maintaining trust and respect. Discretion of sensitive information is paramount, as it governs the boundaries of our interactions and underpins the fabric of emotional connections. To begin with, sharing your own secrets without foresight can inadvertently lead to vulnerability or mistrust. Imagine a moment of intimacy where where you choose to disclose a personal struggle. While this can initially foster closeness, unexpected revelations may catch the listener off guard, prompting them to question your motives or reliability. Picture a scenario where you reveal a past indiscretion during what was meant to be a lighthearted conversation. Such disclosures might not only make those involved uncomfortable, but also create an imbalance where one feels burdened by another's openness when they weren't prepared for it. By carefully choosing what personal details to share, and when you maintain a shield that safeguards not just your privacy, but the integrity of your relationships. Equally important is the discretion required when dealing with others' secrets. Disclosing confidences entrusted to you can severely damage your reputation and the bonds you have with others. For example, if a friend shares a deeply personal issue with you, treating that information with care validates their trust in you. Conversely, casually mentioning it to another person, even unintentionally, can breach this trust irreversibly. The repercussions can ripple through your social circles, affecting how others perceive your judgment and reliability. Guarding these secrets shows that you value the confidence placed in you, reinforcing your role as a trustworthy support in the lives of those you care about. Understanding what personal information should remain private is critical in fostering trust. Even seemingly innocuous details can hold significant weight for the person confiding in you. Consider when someone confides about workplace dissatisfaction or personal insecurities. These are not just tidbits of information, but insights into their inner world that require careful handling. Keeping such disclosures within the confines of your relationship demonstrates respect. This understanding helps create a safe space where individuals feel free to express themselves without fear of exposure or ridicule. Hence, recognizing which aspects of a conversation deserve confidentiality nurtures deeper connections, allowing relationships to thrive on mutual respect and understanding. Moreover, it's crucial to recognize that some revelations can permanently alter the dynamics of a relationship. Once something is said, it cannot be unsaid, making it vital to weigh the potential impact of certain disclosures. Sharing information about a regrettable past action or opinion could become a perpetual reference point in future interactions. Reflect on how revealing a controversial belief during a disagreement might shift perceptions and introduce tension. Such revelations can sway the direction of relationships, introducing elements of doubt or even resentment. Thus, exercising caution and forethought before unveiling potentially damaging truths becomes essential in preserving harmony and balance. Ultimately, mastering the art of discretion holds profound implications for the quality and depth of our relationships. It underscores the significance of communication choices, reminding us that while openness can strengthen ties, silence, or speaking wisely, can be equally powerful in sustaining them. Regretful or negative comparisons. In the intricate dance of building and maintaining relationships, especially romantic ones, it's crucial to consider the impact of our words. Among the various pitfalls that can arise, comparing a partner negatively to others stands out as one of the most damaging behaviors. This seemingly innocuous habit can erode morale, undercut an individual's unique strengths, and ultimately impact their sense of self-worth. At its core, negative comparison draws on the perception that someone falls short when measured against another. Often intended as a motivator or as lighthearted banter, these comparisons can deeply undermine someone's confidence. For example, casually stating that a person's cooking doesn't measure up to a friend's culinary skills, or noting that a colleague's career is advancing faster, might seem trivial. Yet such remarks have the power to seed doubt and diminish self-esteem over time. The recipient may feel undervalued, leading to feelings of inadequacy. In the realm of personal relationships, this erosion of confidence can slowly unravel the bond between partners. Recognizing that everyone possesses unique strengths is key to preventing dissatisfaction born from comparisons. Each individual brings something different to the table, whether it be humor, empathy, creativity, or insight. When we acknowledge and celebrate these distinct attributes, we foster an environment where both partners feel valued for who they are, rather than what they lack. Consider how empowering it is to be appreciated for one's specific talents, knowing that your partner sees and cherishes these qualities rather than focusing on someone's perceived shortcomings compared to others. Moreover, unfair comparisons contribute significantly to stress and pressure in relationships. They create unrealistic expectations by idolizing the traits of others, which are often idealized versions stripped of their complexities and flaws. This scenario sets up a perpetual race to meet standards that may not even align with personal values or desires. For instance, continuously highlighting another couple's financial success can pressure one into pursuing goals misaligned with their true interests. Instead of cultivating a happy partnership, it turns the relationship into a relentless quest to emulate others, ignoring one's journey and aspirations. It's essential to understand the long-lasting effects negative comparisons have on an individual individual's self-worth. These comparisons can linger far beyond the initial remark. They may become internalized voices, replaying insecurities during times of vulnerability. Over time, this internal dialogue can hinder personal growth and deter individuals from pursuing opportunities due to fear of inadequacy. A woman who is repeatedly compared unfavorably to others in terms of appearance might develop lasting body image issues, affecting her self-confidence across various aspects of life. To mitigate the detrimental consequences of these comparisons, open communication and reassurance within relationships are vital. Encourage conversations focused on mutual appreciation and support instead of highlighting differences through a competitive lens. Sharing genuine compliments and expressing gratitude strengthens the connection and builds a strong foundation of trust and love. Additionally, developing mindfulness around language can help one become more conscious about avoiding harmful remarks. By being present and thoughtful in interactions, there's an opportunity to choose words that uplift and encourage rather than divide. An illustrative example of embracing individuality can be drawn from observing friends with differing personalities. One might offer zestful ideas and spontaneity, bringing excitement to mundane tasks, while another offers stability and reliability, creating a safe environment to unwind. Rather than pitting these traits against each other, acknowledging and valuing them enhances the relationship pool, enriching experiences collectively. Ultimately, fostering awareness about the perils of negative comparisons serves as an important step toward nurturing healthier, more fulfilling relationships. By consciously choosing to avoid diminishing others through comparison, partners can cultivate a space where every individual's uniqueness is celebrated. When people feel recognized and cherished for who they are, free from the burden of meeting extrinsic benchmarks, they thrive. In this way, relationships transform from arenas of competition into sanctuaries of acceptance and admiration, paving the way for personal growth and deep emotional intimacy. Sensitive past experiences. Understanding the importance of sensitivity around past experiences in personal relationships is crucial for fostering trust and emotional safety. Delving into someone's history, especially without invitation, can inadvertently bring up traumatic memories and reopen emotional wounds. These discussions are not only delicate but require a blend of empathy and sensitivity to ensure they are constructive rather than harmful. Recounting past traumas can often take a person back to the very moment when the event occurred, rekindling emotions they may have worked hard to manage or suppress. Imagine a scenario where an individual unexpectedly brings up a painful memory of a past relationship or childhood experience. This act alone could trigger a cascade of emotions, ranging from anxiety to sadness. Therefore, it is of utmost importance to gauge whether such topics should even be broached, relying heavily on cues from your partner's comfort level and readiness. When thinking about unresolved issues, consent becomes paramount. Think of a conversation where unveiling personal struggles might resemble removing a bandage from a still healing wound. The consent here doesn't only mean asking permission directly, but recognizing verbal and nonverbal signals that indicate openness to discuss such matters. Tact involves choosing appropriate times, places, and language for these discussions. It might be beneficial to wait for a time when both parties feel relaxed and safe, reducing any potential stress associated with difficult conversations. Empathy and care serve as foundational elements when discussing painful histories. Empathic communication is more about listening than offering solutions, allowing the other person to express their feelings fully without fear of judgment or unwanted advice. For example, when a loved one begins to share their story, responding with phrases like, "I can't imagine how tough that was for you," instead of jumping in with advice reflects understanding and compassion. This approach fosters a healing environment where the individual feels valued and heard rather than scrutinized or pitied. The ability to listen actively rather than speak is another critical component of supportive communication. It's tempting to fill silences with words, especially if silence feels uncomfortable. However, sometimes the most profound support we can offer comes through quiet presence and attentive listening. Consider moments when someone is sharing their past struggles. Instead of interjecting, simply nodding, maintaining eye contact, and occasionally paraphrasing to show understanding can make the speaker feel truly heard. This demonstrates that their narrative is receiving the respect it deserves. Listening deeply also means paying attention to what's being said between the lines, recognizing emotions that might not be explicitly spoken. Often, individuals disclose less obvious pain wrapped in humor or understated comments. Acknowledging these subtle cues enriches your understanding of their experience and strengthens relational ties. Navigating these sensitive territories requires patience and the willingness to learn from mistakes. No one gets it perfectly right every time, but being willing to apologize and adjust your approach demonstrates genuine care. Practicing patience means allowing thoughts to unfold organically, without rushing to conclusions or pushing for immediate responses. It is about reassuring the other person, that you are there for them, supporting them at their pace, which is essential for nurturing solid relationships. In essence, sensitivity towards past experiences highlights the fundamental skills of emotional intelligence in personal relationships. By carefully navigating conversations involving trauma or unresolved issues and balancing empathy with tactful engagement, you contribute significantly to building a foundation of trust and understanding. As you engage with others in meaningful dialogue, remember that practicing active listening and exhibiting patience will not only deepen connections, but also foster an environment conducive to healing and mutual respect. Future concerns or fears. In the realm of personal relationships, conversations often tread on delicate ground. Discussing future anxieties is one such topic, where the choice of words and tone can significantly impact emotional well-being. It's essential to approach these discussions with care to foster a supportive environment. Firstly, it's crucial to acknowledge how speaking about future uncertainties without a positive outlook can breed anxiety. When conversations are solely framed around fears of what might go wrong, they become breeding grounds for unnecessary stress. Imagine a scenario where an individual constantly voices concerns about financial stability or career progress. Such discussions, if devoid of any optimistic perspective, can easily engulf both parties in a cloud of pessimism, fueling existing worries. Rather than focusing entirely on potential challenges, consider framing the conversation with a balance of reality and optimism. Highlight possibilities, not just pitfalls. For example, while discussing job prospects, incorporating hopeful statements about skill development and learning opportunities can transform the discourse into a more encouraging one. Harnessing supportive language plays a vital role in managing fear rather than escalating it. The way we communicate our thoughts can either provide solace or amplify apprehension. Words are powerful tools, capable of bolstering courage or spreading unease. In times of uncertainty, expressing support through affirmations and reassurances can make a significant difference. Simple phrases like, "We'll figure this out together," or "I'm here for you no matter what happens," create a sense of security and partnership. This shared connection helps mitigate individual fears and promotes a collaborative approach towards tackling unknowns. Supportive language acts as an emotional anchor, grounding individuals amidst swirling doubts. Moreover, recognizing how pessimism about upcoming events affects mental health is imperative. Engaging in consistently negative dialogues can erode one's mental resilience over time. Regular exposure to pessimistic viewpoints can increase susceptibility to anxiety disorders and depressive symptoms. As individuals internalize these thoughts, their mental landscape becomes bleak, reflecting a world filled with unattainable goals and insurmountable obstacles. By contrast, fostering a mindset that anticipates potential setbacks while maintaining a hopeful outlook equips individuals with coping mechanisms. Encouraging practices such as mindfulness and reflection can also aid in balancing emotions and cultivating positivity, even when facing uncertain futures. Encouraging open but thoughtful discussions centered around hope and support is key to nurturing healthy relationships. Open communication channels allow individuals to voice their concerns without judgment. However, it's vital to steer these conversations thoughtfully towards constructive avenues. Instead of dwelling excessively on adverse outcomes, redirecting discussions toward potential solutions or action plans can instill confidence. Sharing past experiences and lessons learned can enrich these exchanges by providing real-life examples of overcoming adversity. When individuals feel heard and understood, it reinforces emotional bonds and cultivates an environment conducive to growth and healing. Guidelines for handling future anxieties delicately may include mindful listening, using empathetic language, and promoting problem-solving mindsets. Listening attentively not only validates feelings but also aids in identifying underlying issues driving anxiety. Empathetic language fosters compassion and empathy, while problem-solving approaches guide individuals towards actionable steps, reducing feelings of helplessness. Implementing these guidelines within personal relationships enables partners to navigate uncertainties collaboratively, strengthening mutual trust and understanding. Final thoughts. In personal relationships, understanding the value of silence can enhance emotional bonds and foster trust. This chapter has delved into several scenarios where choosing not to voice criticism or divulge information benefits the relationship's dynamic significantly. By focusing on avoiding unnecessary criticism and maintaining discretion with secrets, we've highlighted how these practices prevent harm and nurture a supportive environment. Encouraging patience and acceptance instead of vocalizing every thought allows for a more harmonious coexistence. Recognizing when to stay quiet underscores the importance of empathy in preserving mutual respect and understanding. Additionally, awareness of how negative comparisons and discussing sensitive past experiences impact relationships is vital. Negative comparisons often erode self-esteem, while unwarranted delving into past trauma can reopen emotional wounds. Incorporating Stoic principles like mindful speech and discretion helps individuals balance their interactions. Mutual appreciation, rather than competition or unnecessary revelations, strengthens connection. The insights from this chapter invite readers to reflect on their communication habits and emphasize that sometimes silence truly speaks volumes, allowing space for growth and emotional intimacy. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest uploads. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.